if it's a 70-degree day, some may say it's a Chamber of Commerce kind of day. Actually, only one person says that. Dick Taylor, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you guys doing?
Yeah, when it gets up to 70, you got to bottle it and sell it, right?
Port of Call now with Dick Taylor and Wendy Smith. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
Morning.
Talking some issues going on up at the airport. What's the deal?
Well, no issues.
No, good things.
Good things.
Well, let's tell it about it.
Well, yesterday the state came out with a report on airport paving,
Okay.
runway paving, and they scored all the airports in the state. And I think SeaTac, for example, was 85 out of 100, something like that. And it all has to do with the condition of your runway. And Shelton scored 70, which is kind of the middle of the pack. And we're up for a complete resurfacing this summer. So that's going to improve that score considerably when we do that.
So if you have a score 70, would that impact, would the FAA go, that's pretty good?
I would think so.
Or do you
think so,
I mean, and
What
then
does that
say
mean?
and say that you don't have to do the overlay. They say, well, you got a pretty good runway already. Maybe in a few more years you come back.
No, they prorate that out. They know when the next overlay is going to come after this one.
Okay.
So
Because
yeah,
again, that meant those funds come from discretionary money, not our usual. We get money every year from the FAA. These are discretionary funds.
But anyway, it gives folks an idea where we are.
Yeah.
So we're in the top of the pack.
They thought I was kidding that our son's doing his driver's training out there and practicing on the tarmac. So that score we just looked at, it's gone down to 51.
Oh, because he's
On,
braking
After
too
your
much.
kids figure, huh?
It's on
Burnouts and things
tarmac
like
karma. So anyway,
I told you we're giving you a beacon.
What are the size of aircraft that are able to fly into Sanderson Field these days?
Well, we've had a 747 fly in.
Sure.
Couldn't fly out.
Can't fly out.
Wow.
He flew in. Well,
That's
commercial,
cool.
the corporate jets size can do that.
Smaller
smaller.
sized.
The Air Force can fly a C-130 in there,
Wow.
which is a pretty big airplane. But
That
that's
is
a
a big-
short field and short landing and short takeoff airplane designed for that.
Oh, okay.
they're the ones that can take off almost like, right? Pretty steep.
They
They don't need a lot of runway.
They don't need a lot of runway. No, it's Fat Albert of the Blue Angels. That's what the C-130s are. Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good note. 70. I'm sure there's a lot worse airports out there.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah. I saw some fives.
Ooh,
5 out of 100.
Yeah, on the list.
are they
yeah.
paved?
Yeah,
Or are they
well,
unpaved?
yeah, that's-
dirt road.
That's true. Some of them aren't.
Some of them aren't paved.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't even fly an RC
Yeah.
plane. in
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are there standards to keep some sort of FAA designation or some landing zone designation that you guys are availed because of that score versus a place that's a 5? Or people
don't
just go,
think
well,
so.
I don't want to land
not
there.
because of that
I'll
score.
find
They're-
somewhere
they're-
else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there
think,
there are designations that take place for what kind of facilities you have, whether you have VFR rules only, visual flight rules only, or instrument stuff. So that rates how you rate.
Interesting.
How
So-
often does a project like that come about? Like where you have to redo
the overlay.
runway?
The last time we did it, gosh, I want to say it was in the 90s,
Yeah.
mid 90s. So it's not, it's not real often
right.
for us now.
Sure.
SeaTac, I'm
SeaTac,
sure, is a
yeah,
different
they're-
story.
Yeah.
A lot more wear and tear, but yeah. One other thing on the airport, I have two things actually, but the FAA is not supporting any non-directional beacon, which is the type of,
Navigation device. Yeah.
navigation device to get to our airport. They're not supporting these anymore. We've had one for years and years. So we decided to go through the process to decommission that and take that down. That's also the property that Belco is going to expand onto. So it just made sense. That's where that NDB is what they call it sits. So this has been kind of a long process. We reached out to our pilot community and just said, hey, is this going to affect you? We're going to go down this path, but it'll be a few years. And we did have some pushback. We can't we don't want to do it as early as 18. Can we push it out a couple years? So it officially is being turned off and decommissioned on June 20th of this year. So we've sent that out to our pilot community. We have to notify its charting agencies at the FAA, and then there'll be a NOTAM, a notice to airmen, put on that says decommission. What that means is we don't have any other device. So GPS is really, if you don't have visual, GPS is your way in. So, but most current airplanes nowadays, I think, do not use. That's a very old technology.
World War II system almost.
So so they don't use the NDB anymore, and so most planes aren't equipped for that. So that's what made our our determination easy. The parts weren't going to be supported. The FAA wasn't supporting that anymore. So
I'd imagine that GPS is probably even leaps and bounds for accuracy and
I'm sure,
distance and
yeah.
things like that.
I think the biggest issue with it is there's a cost involved,
Sure.
to get that system to your plane. So then the other thing I have to say is, again, great maintenance crew. Those poor guys that come to work and go, oh my God, there's snow on the ground again last week.
Yeah.
So the couple mornings. So on Friday, a couple of us were able to jump in the dump truck with our maintenance staff, and they took us plowing down the runway, and it was pretty awesome. You go fast.
Can I
couldn't
come?
go. Yeah, he couldn't go quite as fast as he wanted because the snow was so wet and heavy, So, and I just give so much credit to those guys. They're doing this all the time. The line has to be straight. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if I was doing this, I'd be weaving around. But yeah, just the snow is just throwing up onto your windshield. You can hardly see.
Sure.
And yet they're just so it was pretty cool.
What a mess it's been.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're on no more of that. Is what it
Yes.
sounds like in the forecast.
And I do like snow,
Yeah.
but after all that, it's like,
Good for a year.
Enough is enough.
Yeah, we give
Yeah,
it
we're
enough.
all good
yeah.
for a year, I think. Or
Anything
two.
else to share on this one, Dick?
I think I'm good.
All right, man. Nice to talk to you guys. Dick Taylor,
for coming
Wendy
in.
Smith, the Port of Call Weekly here on iFiber One News Radio, talking about all great things happening at the Port of Shelton. It's